We are back, and we're bringing the sand, the burns, and everything in between.
Speak
Welcome
for
to an all
yourself.
new, welcome to the all new episode of the Inner Circle podcast. And we're back again because it feels like we've been taking little breaks, but we're back again together. How are you? We didn't get to catch up
I
much
know.
before the show, so let's do it organically live. How are you? What's going on? What's the latest? How
I'm
was
not
it?
gonna lie. I'm fucking tired.
How
I
was
don't
it being
know.
an auntie babysitting?
First of all, Gizmo is the reason why I don't have a dog because it's enough. A whole week is enough. But like, it was so cute to have him in my office, running around. He slips and slides on the wood because he can't really like
Yeah.
like it's so funny. He slides. And then he was following me everywhere. He was just so scared to be around and no one was there. So it was so cute to have him there and like I would walk to the back, he would follow right behind me. I would stop, he would stop behind me. It was adorable. I was like, this is how he is with Charlie all the time. I feel like Charlie. But
Yeah.
no, my week was good, besides dog sitting. I didn't do much, but I watched a couple documentaries on Netflix that are new. There's this this famous media journalist, like reporter Dan Rather. He's 92 years old, but he's like revolutionary in media and stuff. And I remember, well, I watched half of the documentary, and he was around when like John F. Kennedy got shot. Like he was the first reporter to report it. So
Mhm.
seeing that was cool. But other than that, it's been just working a lot, too much. And yeah, I feel like I can't catch a break. Like I can't sleep.
What do you mean you can't sleep? Well, funny how you mentioned that because today a lot of people, this is we work with a lot of people, you hear comments and stuff. And in general, today, and you said it today in the morning too when I text you. It's something again. People laugh at me at work. I'm like, oh, there's a new moon yesterday at
Yeah.
11 something. I really do correlate because a lot of people say the same thing. I felt tired or was struggling getting out of bed, and it was me too. I felt like a
I
little kid
think
this morning. I was like,
I
oh,
isn't the moon in Aquarius or something? I
Taurus.
don't know.
No,
Oh, in
new
Taurus?
moon in Taurus. Yeah, new moon in
Well,
Taurus.
aren't Tauruses like little nappers and lazy? Not lazy.
Not lazy, but yeah, they love to
They
nap.
like to like nap and
They like
shit.
to nap.
Um,
I like that though. I like that. I
I
like
used
to
to
nap.
like that until I realized the more I nap in the afternoon and or like later on in the day, the less likely I will fall asleep easily at night. So I don't really like to nap like that unless it's a weekend. Then I'll take several naps. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's not that I'm not sleeping. It's just that it feels when I wake up
Mm-hmm.
that I don't sleep enough. Like
Got it.
it just feels like instead of me sleeping for like 7 or 8 hours, it feels like I slept for three. So I don't know. Maybe it's old
When
age.
you do what? Daytime napping?
No, I'm trying not to do like I go to sleep at a
Why
decent
not?
time. Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Anyway,
Um,
enough about my boringness. How
no.
was how was your
Oh,
vacation, sweetie? How was Barbados, the homeland of Rihanna Fenty?
I mean, do I look 50 Shades
No,
dark? You can't see it.
it, I can't see it, but you look a little bit redder.
Child, when I tell you, I feel like a snake. Like I was over the sink earlier, and I was like just brushing it off, and all my skin.
Ew.
I'm like, that is gross. Like that is my skin. That is like human. I was like, wow. But I listen. I live for a good, when especially vacation, a good tan, a good laying out under the sun. So I
Yeah.
did it, but it was beautiful. Barbados was definitely beautiful. It was so relaxing. It was a change of pace of vacation because, as you know, sometimes vacation could be go, 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 trying to sightsee, trying to
Fuck that.
keep up with and do everything party and stuff. But one of the good things about Barbados, well, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I guess for my sleep, and I still drank, so, but Barbados doesn't have gay clubs like that. They, if at all, there's rumors about like in the middle of nowhere, like some abandoned church, some weird shit, whatever. But for the most part, I wasn't gonna take no chances like that. But for the most part, they don't have like LGBT plus clubs out there. So in a sense, it was good because there was like no going out. Like we didn't go out at night.
No grinder.
Listen, well, they do have grinder down there. They do have a grinder, but they said it themselves. They don't have clubs. They don't have clubs. Because
Mm.
we wanted to find out, like, find something. Maybe they knew the hotspots, but yeah, people said the same thing on Grindr. Like, they don't have clubs. So you see, Grindr could also be a resourceful tool to find out gay information when you travel, not only for hookups.
Yeah.
but no, it was just relaxing. It was very relaxing. It was, we chilled. Listen, I go to bed at like 10 something some night. I think the first night we went to bed like at 9:40 something. I remember, but I would wake up like at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Funny how when you have to go to work and that's the time to be waking up is like dreadful as fuck.
It's because you're accustomed to it.
You're on vacation, and the sun was so bright too, so early, like at 5:15 in the morning too. But although we had big curtains, but still. But yeah, we were up and chirpy and full rested at like 6 and just doing our thing, taking on the day by the pool at like 10 and drinking by 11. And like it was relaxing. It was a slow down. It was very necessary.
Were you guys in the same time zone as us?
Yeah, is Barbados the same time zone?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But fun fact, thank you for asking that to throw us out there. Crazy, and maybe this is what aided to us going to sleep earlier too, and feeling like it was later, because at like 6:15 it was like already sunsetting, and by 6:30 it was like pitch black, like dead ass, like pitch black at 6:30. And we were like, yo, so like then you have dinner around that time, then you're full, and by the time you go back and from drinking and being under the sun all day and stuff, you're like relaxing in bed and like knocked out by like 6 o'clock. Yeah, but it was and our place was gorgeous. Like I lived.
Yeah,
like,
you sent me videos. I was like, wow, that looks like paradise. I think it looked great. I mean, if it were me, I wish it was all inclusive, but like I had that conversation when Gizmo got picked up, but I was like, that room, the space was beautiful.
Yeah,
that was really nice.
It was. So it was for birthday, so it was fitting, and hopefully it was. I know it was enjoyed. We had a great time, but listen, a lot has been going on.
A lot has transpired.
A lot has been going on. First of all, we love the Met Gala because you, as a alum,
fashion major. Yeah,
exactly. Alum of a fashion. Yeah, exactly. Do you want to tell them the school? I don't know if you want to be that private, but go on.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody knows in the words of Phaedra Parks. I'm on FIT alumni, fashion technology.
Okay,
and I feel like one thing that I learned about my studies in FIT is how to not be shady, but like how to critique, especially all these award shows and all the ways people dress, and especially if there's a theme, if you don't follow it, I'm going to judge you.
And I can't wait for today because we're gonna play one of our favorites here, but we have to today. We played a lot, but we have to today. We're gonna have maybe 2 waves of keeping us shredded today. But before we get into the keeping us shredded and Monday night's Met Gala, we don't want to deep dive into this, but we must mention it.
The rap battle
it's a must. It's a podcast must. It's a podcast hit must. It's a little real must. It's a clip must. It's a moment must. We don't have to. We're not gonna get that deep into it. I'm not. We could go into deep dive into pop culture world, but I love music, and I love hip hop and rap, but I'm not that deep and knowledgeable with every facet of like what's going on rap wise. You are. We know this has been going on with Drake and Kendrick for over 10 years now. 10 years. Listen, we all have our favorites, and really quick,
Yeah.
I don't like to be like having to give disclaimers like some podcasts do, but sometimes in this day
Not
and age,
disclaimers. But
listen, we all, it's just like back in the day with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. Listen, we all have our favorites, but we all gotta be respectful. We also all gotta like also still be realistic with some things. Like when I used to go back and forth with Britney, Christina Aguilera fans, and they used to say, "Well, Christina Aguilera sings better." Well, I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and be Delulu and be like, "No, she doesn't. Britney sings better." So
right.
it's also about being realistic with something. Be like, all right, maybe they're good this way. All right, maybe they're good. So this is all good and fun. We all have our opinions. Our opinions are like what?
Assholes.
Assholes. Everyone has one. So chill out. If you don't like what's said, or if people comment or whatever on social media, whatever. So let's talk about this real quick. Kendrick versus Drake, and
Drake.
it all started because of Metro booming, right? And
It it transpired for a long period of time, over 10 years, more than 10 years. And I think that also Metro's kind of like ramped it up a little bit, but there was always beef there. Subtle little digs were thrown. And let me preface this by saying I love Kendrick Lamar. He's a different type of rapper than Drake. I've always loved Drake. I am a big Drake fan. I've always
you
have
are
liked Drake. I liked his mixtapes. I liked him even in Degrassi. But I remember, I think 2013, I want to say 2013 because I took notes about this lie. 2012, October 2012, Kendrick and Drake have collaborated before. A lot of people forget this. Two good songs, Fucking Problems, which is a great banger. I don't know if you remember that song, the one that says, I love bad bitches, that's my fucking problem, with ASAP Rocky. That's a great song. And then the other song was Kendrick Lamar's Poetic Justice, which was a great song from his great album. And I like Mad City. Anyway, that was their last collaboration, and something must have happened in that era or whatever that led them to have this beef, because the year after, um Kendrick Lamar jumps on a song called Control with Big Sean, and like he threw subtle digs at Drake. Drake received the digs and he like dismissed it. He said something shady because Scorpios, they're very shady. He said something shady and left it, kept it pushing, but he would still throw little digs out later on. And then things took a head most recently when I want to say J. Cole got in a song with Drake. I forgot the name of the
it
song.
was hold on.
Hold on. It's called The First Person Shooter.
Yeah, first
And Joe Cole says something like, I'm not crazy about Joe Cole. He has good songs. I think I only like two or three songs. I never got into him and sat down and listened to him, so I don't really know, but I do respect him. Um he said something about there's a big three, him, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar. But in the way he said it, some people interpreted like he's number one, Drake is number two, and Kendrick is like third last. So Kendrick didn't like that. Fast forward to this year where Kendrick decided, because Kendrick likes to go into hiding and he'll come out and pop up and say what he has to say like out of nowhere. He's typical Gemini. Um
I definitely had to look up his sign with this whole
I,
ordeal.
I was like, he's giving air sign, and that's very much so. So he popped up in a collaboration with Metro Booming for the song Like That. Apparently, allegedly, Drake wanted to be part of the song. He tried to get on it and give like his verse. They didn't want no parts of Drake in it. So they decided to go on with the song. Somehow, allegedly, the song got dropped, like it got released prematurely. Someone leaked it, and people are saying it was Drake's camp because he was being bitter and salty. Anyway, long story short, there's been drama with Metro and Drake because of a girl. Like there isn't enough
I heard
big
that too.
booty
Yeah.
bitches in the world. Like that's crazy. So fast forward to that, when Kendrick said "fuck you, fuck the big three," it's I'm big me. Drake decided to jump in, give his 2 cents in what was the push up song, the song Push Ups, and he just decided to like go after everyone that's coming after him. Other rappers have been getting involved. Rick
Yeah.
Ross.
I
Yeah.
see this. I think. Well, actually, it's funny that we're speaking about this now because we spoke about it on the when Sean was on. A
Oh,
few
did
weeks
you?
ago. We kind of spoke about it. We glazed over it because this is what I said. If you go back, this is what I said. Episode 206 to be exact. Check it out. If you missed it, this is what I said. I feel like it's a Real Housewives. There's like a Real
It's
House. It's like
giving
a Real
Real
Housewives. It's
Housewives.
giving Real
Yeah.
Housewives because it's like you had a nose job, you got a BBL, you blah blah blah. That's an illegitimate child. She's
Yeah.
having a child, or
I
he's
will
having a child.
say, the Drake took it not far, but like he started looking like a clown when he did the Tailor Made freestyle where he's using AI voices
The
of
Tupac thing, which
Tupac
Tupac
and
says,
Snoop.
shut that
Snoop.
down.
First of all, Snoop is not dead, so you're wrong for doing that. Secondly, why bring Tupac into the mix? Leave that man alone. You didn't even ask the estate for permission.
Which is
So
shut that down, right?
yeah, that's dumb. I personally feel that the beef was very entertaining. I think it's crazy how Kendrick came for him and basically called him out for being an alleged pedophile and for the things he even alluded that Drake has another child that he's hiding. Drake should have learned his lesson when Pusha T put out to the world that he has a kid a couple years back. I think Drake is very entertaining in the sense where he's very shady and he'll like have some memes or put out things and say things in his accent where he thinks other rappers are not gonna bite the bullet and say things back to him or retaliate.
Yeah.
So all in all, if you want to know more, go on Twitter. That's where Black Twitter is popping off with everything. I will say Kendrick lyrically and like the way he brought his shit out to the surface with the songs. I don't care what anyone says. The Meet the Graham song, that shit is sinister in the best way possible. That
Well,
shit was creepy. Listening to that shit, I was holding on Gizmo tight. I was
listen,
I was
we
nervous, bitch. And then he, of course, he's from LA. He's gonna drop something that sounds very West Coast. And the song Not Like Us, that shit is a banger.
no,
Chris
yeah,
Brown was dancing to that shit in the club.
I definitely heard the Kendrick. I heard one of Drake. And some people would be like, "Well, how are you taking a side or picking a side if you only heard one of Drake's clapbacks, which was that 21 put whatever push up one?" But I heard two of Kendrick's, and Euphoria and Not Like Us.
Euphoria is great too. That's a masterpiece. He literally Kendrick Lamar could do a masterclass on like rap, like hip hop beef. One thing I will say again, I think I side with Kendrick, even though I really like Drake. However, the way that they have mastered this beef and the direction it has gone up until last night with a shooting or whatever, we don't know if Kendrick or anyone else is involved, but I think that this was the best, most refreshing way to have a hip hop beef.
Yeah,
Like it's not, coming like bar for bar against each other. Granted, it's fucked up that they're using other people.
They're getting real personal now. Yeah, personal.
Yeah, it's getting personal and talking about domestic violence and your wife is screaming, "Save me!" All this shit. Like, dude, that's not cool to do. But yeah, Drake has a lot of enemies.
Yeah, I mean it's getting personal. And listen, on the podcast, Inner Circle Instagram page, it was like 60-40. 60 for Kendrick, 40% for Drake of who we put up a poll of who won this battle or who's winning so far. But like I've heard many other podcasts and stuff say like, and you just said it too, it's great for hip hop. It does a great thing for hip hop. And like, listen, we know hip hop has not been what it used to be.
Nope.
So I think this definitely was a good thing for hip hop. I'm not a hip hop aficionado either, but just being, growing up and just listening to music and just being observant, period.
Yeah.
Like, and having an ear, like, it's great for hip hop because we all know like what's been out there and like what.
Yeah, I think what's been out there and like what has been winning awards and stuff has not been a true portrayal of what hip hop is. Not not long not it wasn't even that long ago that we celebrated a 50-year anniversary of hip hop.
Yeah.
And like you have like I really don't want to knock Sexy Red and all these like rappers who have that type of
And now
music.
E Chopper.
Yeah, NLE Chopper, like that type of music is not for everybody. I don't think people our age is like, oh my god, that's my shit.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a
Maybe
great
one or
time
two
to listen
random
to it.
songs. One or
Yeah,
two
it's
random songs, maybe like, oh,
you could two step and dance to it or whatever, or twerk to it while you're
I'm
having
gonna
a
say,
drink. But I don't think that's it's not meaningful.
yeah. No,
You know,
absolutely. Absolutely.
so I don't know. I think that after everything was said and done, hopefully Kendrick, I think, got whatever he had to say out of 10 years deep within himself. He released it on to the masses and said what he had to say. I think he bowed out and you're not gonna hear from him again. As far as Drake, his last rebuttal, I think the song is called The Heart Part 6.
Mm-hmm.
That was a meek and bleak ass response. And he kind of was like, I never did nothing with Millie Bobby Brown. Nobody said her name. You're basically putting like, I don't know. He looks like the person that got caught with the cookie in the cookie jar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like red-handed. I don't know, but hopefully he's fine, and hopefully his security guard is fine too, because he's in critical condition.
Mm-mm-mm. I was gonna say something on top of referencing that Millie Bob Brown because I seen the TikToks and the videos and the splicing and everything people are.
Yeah. Mm,
All I gotta say is I just like to work through the word allegedly just in case, but
allegedly.
Pisces girl. And although, what was the age he met her at? I don't want to say nothing, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. Listen,
She's engaged to John Bon Jovi's son.
I wouldn't be surprised. All I want to say. Even if she was young and he was thing, if she was whatever age, I wouldn't be surprised. Is on both ends, and that's that. A girl with a crush and a man trying to take a young flower. My opinions, allegedly, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. But moving on, remember Dua Lipa? I told you we've been talking about Dua Lipa because so far
Yeah.
she's released 3 singles from her latest album. Her latest album
Optical
called
illusion.
Opt Opt
Oh,
Radical Optimism.
radical
Radical
optimism.
Optimism.
Yeah.
I found the title different, not bad, but different. I'm like, I like that. I like optimism
She explained it. She explained
What
it,
did she say exactly?
she was. I think she was on Saturday Night Live, or she's gonna be on Saturday Night Live. I'm not sure if she was already on, but she basically said that radical optimism is basically like you try to see the good in everything, no matter what. When shit gets worse, like there's a silver lining to everything in every situation.
And I love that. And listen, I was telling you that I was looking forward to her album because so far she's released 3 singles. Leading up to the album release that just came out this past Friday.
Yeah,
Houdini, Training Season, and Illusions, which have all been great. I've definitely liked them all.
yeah,
They're all like still on repeat. In my repetitive.
yeah. They are. I hear them
Um,
in the background.
but the album came out, and just like her last few albums, it's the same thing for me. I only enjoy like a handful of songs, like 5 or 6 songs. And
Mm.
this one, particularly 5, she really is what 11, 12 songs. I'm sure she'll release a deluxe by the end of summer, which will have 16 songs, some new songs added, like she has done in the past with her past albums. But yeah, I only like 5 songs, and that's the 3 singles that already came out. The other 2 songs I like. I don't know if you was able to listen to it yet.
I haven't heard it, but I'm gonna listen to it because I think is it more disco-y or is it more like a poppy vibe?
It's not as disco-y as you would think. It
Mm.
has something different. Like there's some songs like even an era, like the way it starts out and then it goes into that like little like. And I'm doing the dance because that's in your head, and when you hear it, that's what it makes you want to do. Like kind of like a little flamenco. You're
I
like
love flamenco.
I want you to listen to it. Like, but for me, besides the three singles, the only other two songs I really, really like are Maria and Falling Forever.
Okay.
But
I'll
it's
take a
11.
listen and let you know.
It's listen. All in all, it's 37 minutes. The whole album is 11 songs. So listen and definitely let me
Mhm.
know what you think, your thoughts, because we were talking about it and we both like Dua Lipa. Listen, I call it a gay crush because obviously I'm a gay
She's
man.
beautiful. I
I
think I tagged you. She had like a
Yeah, a picture
supply
in New
kind
York,
of
yeah, like
shirt.
kind of like Shakira did in Times Square.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
becoming a thing.
yeah, it is. It is. I feel like that's becoming a thing now. But I love her. I think she is beautiful. I have such a
Yeah,
huge crush on her. I think she's so beautiful. But um, it's just I'm waiting for an album, a classic album. What I consider a classic album is an album that you can listen to from beginning to end. And someone who did that for me, and I was talking about this recently too, was Zayn. His first album, Mind of Mine, he has a class. In my opinion, that first album was a classic. The albums he's released since is the same thing with like Dua Lipa. I only like 5, 6 songs and that's it. But
I never got into Zayn. I don't know why. He always kind of like. I know he like plus size girls, but I never got into him. I don't know why.
mm-mm. But moving on, let's get into some Met Gala stuff. Before we talk Jersey, I don't know if you've seen Jersey.
Of course, I saw Jersey.
Okay, so we'll get into Jersey. We'll save that for that towards the end of the show. But let's get into the Met Gala.
Hmm.
So please explain this year's theme and the
Oh my god, let me
coaches
find it
that are
first.
excited about.
The
I would have thought you knew the theme
I
already.
do know I do know what the theme is, but it's hard to explain it. It's basically okay, so this year the theme was Garden of Time. It's a
Mhm.
theme fueled by the imaginations of designers, guests, makeup hairstylists and makeup artists. Basically like it's a short story that was inspired by um this British new wave sci-fi author and it's I'm trying to think. Let me see if I can find it. I always find that like the themes are never I feel like people don't go by the themes. If anything, people just say that they're gonna like follow it and like what was the theme the late Karl Lagerfeld.
Mhm.
He not everyone followed suit and wore anything got like of Karl Lagerfeld of Chanel, but anyway, back to this theme, this year's theme. It's called Garden of Time. What is it? What did I say it was? Hold on. The theme. It often serves as a prelude to the Costumes Institute Spring exhibition. So this Friday, the exhibits that everyone got to see on Monday during the Met Gala is going to be open to the public. So everyone will be able to see the exhibitions and stuff. I'm planning on actually going. I don't know when, but it's called Reawakening Fashion. It uses technology to breathe new life into garments. So you can have old antique garments and they use like modern technology to make it look like it was just made yesterday. Yeah, and alive. So the dress code was Garden of Time, which shares its name with a dystopian tale written in 1962. It's always some old school stuff by J.G. Ballard, in which the last bastion of the super rich is overrun by a working class mob of the great unwashed. Basically, it's an exploration of rebirth and renewal. So if you see, like, what is his name? The guy from Balmain, he dressed in like he had a corset that was made out of sand and it looked like sand because you know sand is like
So no
recycled
wonder there
glass.
was a few people with like that glittery sandy thing or sand.
Yes.
And we're gonna get into some of those looks that had that look. In a few with a little round of keep it a short book.
Yeah, and it was like 100. There were 400 to 450 invited guests. I have my one thing I will never do. I don't want to say never because you never know, but like it's expensive to go to the Met Gala. I remember I had to study it. You know, it's like $75,000 a ticket, and like there are people that like contribute and they're part. They have a membership. They're part of like some society that pays and gives donates. So yeah, that's crazy. And then Anna Wintour has to approve everyone on the
Yeah,
list to come.
everyone's yeah. And supposedly everyone's looks.
I don't think that they approve looks per se. They tell them what the person is planning on wearing because technically it's supposed to be a surprise for everyone.
Okay.
But we
So
can get into some looks and I'll tell you my two bit
we're gonna
about
get
everyone.
but also co-chairs, it's such a thing. When you have something so shishi, you're gonna have, co-chairs. Bad Bunny, was the co-chair, Jennifer Lopez as well, right? And
Yeah,
Zendaya.
Zendaya. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, yeah. So Zendaya, Bad Bunny, and Jennifer Lopez were co-chairs. So what the hell is a co-chair? I know what the hell the co-chairs were, but what is it? What exactly is the responsibilities of a co-chair?
that's a good question. Let me see because I think that with the culture they become. I want to say they're kind of like ambassadors in a sense.
Mm,
The co-chairs are basically they act as a committee that helps ensure that the star-studded event is a success. So, a person like Bad Bunny who has a big exposure and like is very popular right now and on brand and in trend. If he goes to the Met Gala, everybody and their mom is gonna watch it and want to see what he's wearing and what he's doing.
yeah,
J Lo,
that's true.
she's been selling her ass for however long right now. She's everywhere. That's why she's a co-chair. Zendaya, it's people that have things going on, like projects,
Yeah,
and they're kind of like
the it
sort of
thing, or
advertising themselves.
yeah, or influencers of
Zendaya
that
has a
sort
movie.
of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it. Funny enough, you brought up Bad Bunny because he was a co-chair, and let's get into. I guess let's start off with the Latinos. He brought the Latino demographic, right? That's why he was a co-chair. So let's start with him. In this round of Keep It or Shred It, and here is Bad Bunny's look. Keep it or shred it.
I was obviously
And bien bolero is giving me.
it's giving bien bolero. It's custom Maison Margiela. One thing I do like about this that I read and I had to look back and find it. If you zoom in on his flowers, he's holding a bouquet and it's
Mm.
black. You can't really tell. But if you zoom in on the flowers, the type of flower is the mala flower or something. I have to look up the name, but it's the national flower of Puerto Rico. So he
Oh,
always has to represent
would have
somehow
matched.
his like Latin culture, which I found to be great.
That's great. Yeah.
I'm trying to find the actual name of
I,
the thing, but what do you think? Do you obviously keep it, right?
for me, it's gonna be a keep it. At first, he put a Instagram story before the Met Gala, like before I guess the carpet started, and it was just like a shadow of it. So my first thought was like, but then once I seen it
Mala.
in person, I like it. I like it. He can't. He's someone that like I don't know. Call me
Everything he
biased,
does is
you know wrong.
he knows his brand. Everything
Yeah.
that he does, whatever he wears, is a representation of him. And correction, the name of the flower is Flor de Maga. That's the national flower of Puerto Rico. Wepa, baby, wepa.
Next, Carol G, which I was
I'm,
surprised seeing her there. Can I go real quick first?
go ahead.
It's giving me, and I never watched it, but it's giving me that Game of Thrones. She looks like one of those Game of Thrones, like
Mm.
one of those things, like one of those movies.
Cersei.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about? Am I
Yeah.
crazy? That's
No,
what it's giving me.
the
For me, just
dragon chick.
right off the bat is a shredded. Let us know what this look was real quick, and what are your thoughts on whether you want to keep it or shredded? For me,
So
shredded.
it's so hard. I love Carol G, my Aquarius sister. The problem with this dress is that it washed her out because of the color. It's like skin tone. Maybe she
Yeah,
needed a
her hair.
tan.
Or maybe
Maybe
a different hair color.
she's so small and petite and like short. She needed something that wasn't gonna swallow her. And this is like a crystallized embezzled trash bag.
Mm.
She was at one of my accounts. She was at the Carlisle Hotel, and like they had her in like this big giant umbrella. It was an orange umbrella, and she like popped her head out. I mean, her hand out and said hello to people, like waves. So she wanted to come out and like as a surprise. Honestly, the outfit is nice. I'm looking at it more and more, but it's giving like a redo, revamp, oversized, toxic Britney Spears
Mm.
ensemble.
Yeah, it's just shut up for me. Another Latino that was in the house. I
Um,
think this was his first year, maybe second year. I think he's
yeah.
been to Gala before, but
Who?
Raúl Alejandro.
No, he's not. I don't think he's been, or maybe he went with Rosalia as a guest. Raul Alejandro looks,
Yeah, I think he was last year.
regular. You know, being on the safe side in the Met Gala is always a keep it for me. I think he's fine. I don't know if that's white that he's
It
wearing
is
or like,
white. Now listen, I'll add to this because at first when I first seen this, it's still gonna be listen for me as a shredder. It's still gonna be a shredder for me. But I
yeah.
did see a video, a quick clip on YouTube, a video of him without the blazer on, and it was like
Oh, it was his first one.
it was it's sleeveless and
Mm-hmm.
even sideless. If you could picture it, there we go, there we go, there you go. So that's what it looked like without the blazer. Cute
I
top.
think that's better.
Exactly. The top I will wear, but even it's just too plain for me. It's like it's your first one. He could have gone without the blazer, but it still looked like plain and easy. Like I don't know. I do like the top, but it's just shredded for me. What about you?
It's hard. I was gonna say keep it because it's safe, but actually, after what you said, I agree. I think it's a shred it because it's giving New Year's Eve vibes.
Exactly. That
Oh,
something
you
like
got the mark. Okay.
anyone could pull up easy. I don't know. It's just too regular for me.
He should have stayed. He honestly should have taken off his jacket, but it is
Yeah,
what
he
it
should
is.
have. He
All
should
right.
have. It would have been better for him. All this still would have been like, eh. But moving on to another co-chair, and she's been there many, 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 many years. Here's Jennifer Lopez. What are your
Is
thoughts?
JLo on Ozempic? Her face looks sunken in, and she's looking a little skinny, skinny, mini. But
I don't think so.
her face looks very defined. Do you
I
not?
think it's the make. I think it's the makeup. I was gonna let you go thing, but I was gonna give part of my when I first see it is the makeup, the subtleness, and then the hair. Um,
It's
I,
tight.
I think it's a look that she went for. It's like a more correct me if I'm wrong or whatever. I'm not aware, but like more of a powder look, less of the darker
No,
makeup.
her cheekbones are very like
I don't know.
sunken in. But
It's
regardless, she looks amazing. I think that this is a keep it. I love it. I think it's very like ethereal and
mhm.
very regal. I like it. Very
I
sophisticated. I can't stand her, but I like this outfit.
I'd say the same thing. Keep it, and I like again the subtleness of the makeup, the hair. Oh, I like it. I like it. I don't always keep J Lo's looks, but I like this one. Um, who else? Do we have more Latinos in the house that we saved up in here? No, but let's continue with some more looks. We have Lizzo. First of all, my first thought when I seen the red light because we was watching the red live thing for a little bit, and the
Yeah.
first thing I thought when I seen her, and I said it out loud, you could ask, I'm like, oh wow, I'm surprised she even got an invite. Um, because listen, I still
Think
like
I'm the
Lizzo.
person,
I
yeah.
didn't in my mind, she's still part of my gym mix and stuff. Like I haven't canceled her like that, but I mean, we've reported here.
Well, let's be real. You never know. She probably paid to get there. And also, this would be a revenge resurgence and like a revengeance. I don't know how to explain it, but like this would be her come up if she actually nailed it. Now, this look, I think it's
Yeah.
nice. It's giving body. Um it's
Mm,
better than her like usually wearing something very baggy and poofy
mm.
considering her shape. It's giving Phoenix rising out of the ashes, and that's what she needs because she is a Phoenix right now, trying to rise out of all the ashes she's had thrown at her. I'll keep it.
Listen, now that you're explaining it, I feel like you know where I kind of want to change because for me it was just shredded.
I like it for her shape, her silhouette. You need to wear things that are more tight fitting and
But
like show your body.
I, yeah, I'm
So
gonna keep
I would
it.
say keep it. It's
I'm gonna
giving
keep it.
like Disney villain, but like an ethereal villain, not
Hmm.
too what is the Angelina Jolie Maleficent? It's not giving
100%.
Maleficent. It's giving Earth
More.
Mother.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. 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 I love that. All right.
Come on, I'm
Next,
doing Rivers.
your
Oh,
guy.
Daddy Cutie, Chris Hammond. I don't know how to say his last name. He was in Sons of Anarchy. He is so fine. Oh my god. Hold on. I need to know where he's from. He has an accent. Chris Hunnam, I think is his name. Hun- Hunnam. Anyway, this is a keeper for me. It's simple. It's classic. I like the accessories that he had. Yeah, his name is Chris Hunnam. Hunnam. I don't. And he's from the UK. Oh, he's an Aries. We like those.
um.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Listen,
He's
I
44.
love what we have on the podcast, and some people will never get the laughs and the small comments and then the inside jokes.
For
Or the
those who
inside
think young,
comments. But okay, whoever this guy is, because I've never really seen him. I did see his during the red carpet, the live, and a lot of people posting him and stuff. Um, Good
he's
looking guy. I like the suit.
he is
I'm
fine.
gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it because the suit I wear, I like the suit, but I think it's like with the theme you explained and stuff. Again, maybe I'm not getting the theme and it's really clicking
I
my.
think it's honestly very hard for men to wear to follow the theme. If you're going to be in like in the theme like where they're doing like a resurgence of fairy tale esque and stuff like that, then be a Prince Charming. He looks like a Prince Charming, and I like it.
Nah. Then he could have done more if he wanted to be a Prince Charming. Maybe like a cape thing. I
Or
don't know.
he could be a villain. You never know. I'm trying to find who he's wearing, but I can't.
Next, our girl,
Ray,
Rhea.
I
Ray.
love.
Rhea. I
What'd you
know
say,
a Ray.
Rhea?
I know a Rhea. Ray.
I
Ray.
know Araya. I love Ray. This was her first time being invited. She was so happy and she was so excited because she has always watched the Met Gala. So her watching it, she or being there, like I saw a interview of her. She reminds me of if Amy Winehouse and Adele had a baby, like a love child. She's so funny and like the way she talks is like she talks to you like she's your homegirl. But this is a keeper for me. It's very pretty. It goes with her shape. I love her like 60s pinup hair. She always has that like style of hairstyle. Yeah, I like it a lot. And I like the color it suits her. What about
It's a
you?
keeper for me. It's definitely a keeper for me. I like the dress. I like the dance, especially with the gloves and even the pose. She was selling it. She was selling it because sometimes people wear these dresses and stuff that have details and stuff. You have to sell it. You have to move. You have to lift your arm. You have to do it. And she was selling
Oh,
it. She didn't have to do much.
and she's wearing Fendi. Fendi
Fendi.
Haute Couture. Yeah,
Yeah,
Fendi.
it's beautiful. It's a keep it for me. Let's move on to another one. Carrie Washington.
Washington. Okay. Well, I love Carrie. That's my Bronx
Yeah,
girl.
I like Carrie too.
I'm not really digging the hairstyle, and I'm also
Boom.
not really dealing. I'm not digging the silhouette. She is a very curvy, beautiful woman, and this dress is swallowing her. I see the concept. I just think that maybe I don't know if it's the straps because the straps get thin, but maybe if the straps were thicker and the dress was tighter, it would look beautiful on her. Yo, straps and the size and dimensions of certain things make such a difference in a dress.
To me, and I had this conversation to Monday when we were watching it. To me, it came is a hair. It's a hair. I called it out. I said we both said the same thing. We were like, "Is a hair? Is the hair? If there's a hairstyle that once we get to, we're gonna get to Nicki Minaj's look. She should have had Nicki Minaj's hairstyle, something of that sort to go with this dress.
I
The
know
hair,
this is
fuck
she
it up.
debuted. I mean, I know she's debuting her short hair because she like cut her hair and got a really short hairstyle. But to
Yes.
me, it looks like her hair in the back. racing. It looks like her bangs are kind of not proportioned. I don't know. I something
Yeah,
about it. It's a shredder for me.
yeah, it's a shred. It was a big shredder for me. Oh, now
Tyler,
this one
I
kind of
love her.
won me, and I loved it. I did include another one that I really love from I think a model, and she had like a thing, but we'll talk about that also. But this look, Miss Water herself, Tyler, Miss Truth or Dare, and she dared to do this. Um,
So Tyler's wearing Balmain. She's
whew,
wearing Balmain, like the white people say, Balmain. She's wearing Balmain, and it's custom, and it's supposed to give. And this is what I forgot. Olivier Ronson was the creative director of Balmain. Balmain was wearing. It's supposed to look like sand. So you know
yeah,
how sand recycles and like it turns to nothing from something, whatever. I love it. I think it's simplistic. I think it's beautiful. It goes with the theme. She could not, and like the little accent piece
Hour,
of the time,
hourglass.
the hourglass,
Mhm.
perfection. That's my South African queen,
Yeah, beautiful. And
Aquarius queen.
you guys can maybe not see it so close. Maybe if y'all watching this, but like if y'all listening, y'all definitely can't see it. But um, it's just like when it just starts, like the details is sandy. Like I fell in love with it right off the bat, and I
Yeah,
said the same thing. I'm like, wow! And this is her first Met Gala too. What
yeah. She's
a
only 22. She's a child. But
she hit it off for her first Met Gala. Bravo, bravo! And to me, honestly, that deserves because she did it.
yeah, she's my favorite one, hands down. Ray is a second close one, but I love the like details that she had. She had like gold flecks, like glitter here on her arm, and it looked
Yeah.
amazing. But
Yes, she looked
yeah,
good.
she's a keep it for sure. Next,
Next, Nicki Minaj. Now, if Kerry, this is what I mean. If Kerry Washington wanted to go with something short, but maybe that would have suited her more, like you said, not parted or this thing should have been
mm,
this hairstyle. But
I
anyways,
don't think so. I
focusing
think
on Nicki.
Carrie Washington, if she would have put her hair up and because it's so short and bumped it up a little bit, it probably would have given her more stature to make her look
Mm,
taller. And
mm,
also, it would the dress would have been the focus, not the hair. As far as Onika goes, Nikki looks great. It's very butterfly esque. It's
mhm.
beautiful. It goes
I
with
like
her.
it.
She likes to hide behind bangs, so that's her signature style. Very like Oriental or
Mhm.
Asian, I guess is the right word to say. Um, but I think that it's a lot. It's very busy. I'm on the fence whether I say keep it or shred it. I don't know. I
I
don't.
like it. I want to say keep it. When I first seen it, I'm like, first of all, I didn't even know she was gonna be there.
I want to know who's wearing who's she wearing.
I think she had the designer with her too, and then that's the hand you may see. But while you look that up, like I loved it. The yellow's always fun. I like the butterfly slash flowers, the hair. It's simple. It's not overtly a lot, in my opinion. But it
Looks
is
like a
enough.
flower sculpture.
It is. I think it is enough
Um,
for what the Met Gala costs. Like, some people don't like overtly a lot, but I also don't
mhm.
like, especially for a Met Gala, something so simplistic either. So she's in the middle, and I like it. I like the
Yeah,
color. I like the hair. For me, when I first seen it, I'm not. I like Nikki, but her personality sometimes sucks the likeness out of her. But I seen this when I first seen it. I'm like, wow, Nikki looks good. I like it. She looks good.
she's wearing Marnie. Marnie is a great designer, and I understand it now. The concept they wanted to do like a floral sculpture. Um, and I will give her credit. She is very small. She's very short. So wearing such a
A
short
breast
petite
reduction too.
dress, yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did. Funny enough, wow, look how it ties in. Funny enough, a few years she didn't like. A few years ago, I think after she gave birth, she attended the Met Gala and she said she looked back at those pictures and felt
I
like,
remember she was
yeah,
huge.
yeah, and she felt it was a lot. So she had a breast reduction. I think back
Girl,
last year.
girl, I feel you. All right,
All
next
right,
one.
moving on. No,
Not back
Mindy
to her.
Kaling. Mindy Kaling, and I wanted to include this because she's someone that in the I've seen her in award shows and stuff, and sometimes she doesn't dress like again her shape, her stature, and I want to be careful because it's a man judging a woman's body and stuff, but she this one right here I wanted to include because for me it was a keep it for sure. It's one of the first times like I seen a picture and it was like, wow, okay, Mindy, like okay, this fits her body. This complements her body. I
Mhm.
love the nude color. I love that color that and then just the shape behind her is not overtly it's over the top, but not
Mhm.
over the top. It just fits her. I love it. Her skin tone, it goes with her skin tone as well. But unlike Karol
It
G, it's
does.
not drowning. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like Karol G had the hair and the skin and the dress. With her, it's like it's perfect. And Mindy obviously has that black hair. Listen, Mindy, if you ever watch this or hear this, like it's one of the best looks I've seen you before. Just press stuff, just scrolling stuff. One of the best
Mhm.
looks I've ever seen you with. This also deserves a little clap, a little golf clap, a little golf clap. Is a keep it for me. Yeah.
Okay, it's a keep it for me because I read up on it and like tried to look up what was her inspiration. People, so everyone that went, they had two options. You can do a garden theme or a time theme,
Mm,
and either or. This one is it's like basically a collaboration of both. So the designer of this dress, his name is Gauraj Gupta. I think he's Indian. I'm not sure. She's of Indian ancestry, so
mm,
this is obviously a nod. And the name of the dress is the melting flower. And she said it's the melting flower of time. So if you look at it, she explains it shows a bud and a blossoming flower that is now wilting. So
mm,
for in a garden with time, the flower is wilting. And it's an interesting way to incorporate both the garden and time. So I love the color. I'm a neutral tone type of
mm-hmm.
gal. The
See.
fabric is beautiful and rich. Mindy Kaling, I've never really cared for her, and I think her voice is annoying to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she's having a resurgence in fashion because she's been called out so much back in the day for her horrible like fashion design or her
Exactly.
fashion choices. And shout out to Ozempic because she did it
Oh,
and
she's
it
on
was
it.
better. What she was one of the first celebs that was on it, and I mean
Oh,
for good reason. But yeah,
wow.
she's an inspiration.
All right, Mindy. Well, I loved it. Next, Dua Lipa.
I love her. We just spoke
Mm-hmm.
about her, but
Mm-hmm.
this neither goes with Garden or Time.
It was a
And
shut.
it's giving Elvira, Mistress of the Night. I'm not really digging it.
It's,
And
it's giving
yeah,
confused lingerie. Night you're holding the long nighty fluffy feather robe. It's not a robe though, but so it was. And listen, we
boa.
just
It's a
talked
boa.
about her. We love Dua Lipa here, but nope, it was a shut it. But I instantly seen it. I'm like, damn, shut it.
Yeah. And the
Face
hair down too is too much.
face is study like always, but next, Little Nas X.
I don't understand his logic in this, but I like it. It's giving Cisco tong to tong tong tong.
Funny enough, same thing. He didn't do. We know Little Nas X is not afraid to have a fashion moment or try to have a fashion moment. Um, but I like this. Funny enough, I like it. It was a keeper for me. I'm like, okay, Little Nas. It's not. It's giving. I want to say he's even giving a little homo thug a little bit. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like the face, like it's not overtly.
I like it because it's demure
Yeah, there you go. That's the
compared
right
to
word.
his.
It's not
It's
out.
it's subtle compared to what he's known for.
Exactly. It's a keeper. It's a keeper. Next, we have Kim Kardashian. Which, by the way, your mother is a shredder. I didn't even want to bother putting your mother up.
Well,
Chris
I didn't
Jenner.
even know what Chris Jenner wore, but I don't necessarily look out for the Kardashians when they're on the carpet. This could have been a keep it if she would have had her hair up or something. Like the hair down, the jacket is a little too much. It's like she's giving Tin Man, sexy Tin Man vibes.
I'm gonna say keep it. It's not bad, but it's not bad.
I guess.
I think it's maybe the little jacket, but it's not bad. It's neither. It's not great, but it's not bad. So it's fair enough to say keep it, I guess.
Yeah.
Next, we have Cardi B with this crazy dress. I seen it live when they walked her in, like 10,
Yeah.
15 men. Um, it's a keep it for me. It's a keep it.
It's a keeper for me too. It's yeah, I like it. She can be one of the weeds in the plant in the garden. Um, I know that she got a little bit of pushback because she was so overwhelmed and she was trying to pose and trying to answer people. And I think people were asking her, like, what's the name of the designer? The designer is Asian. I can't find the name. I'll look for the name, but I guess she had a hard time pronouncing the name. So, someone, a creative director, an ex creative director, for the museum was like, that's so rude and disrespectful that she said it that way. But Cardi's gonna always clap back.
Yeah.
But I think keep it. I think it's great. When in doubt, go all black. This is different from Dua Lipa. Dua had too much going on. This
Yeah.
is very like subtle and
yeah.
ornate.
Yeah.
In the best
It was a keep it for me. It was it's dramatic, but it's a keep it. And I like a little drama sometimes. Next, almost done here. Second to last, Zendaya. Listen, I'm gonna go first because Zendaya is someone who I don't look for her like that. You know, I've seen her in Spider-Man, the Spider-Man movie she did. I don't. I'm not. I don't hate her either. I just don't follow her
that well.
or watch her stuff like that. But I do know she has fashion moments because again,
Yes.
I read, I see stuff. So she's a fashion moment girl for
Mhm.
sure, and I give her those flowers. But with this one, when I seen this one, I didn't know. I don't know if it's the hair, if it's the makeup or whatever, but it was. I'm like, oh wow, no. Usually I'm like, oh damn, bitch. I was like, no, that's a shut up for me. It was a shut up.
Well, for me, it's not a shredded. It's a definite keep because she partnered up. She partnered up with RHONJ, which is a
One of her
celebrity
besties.
stylist, and I think you know him from that ball.
Well, he was on America's Next Top Model in the later seasons, and then he joined the ballroom show that was on HBO Max, Legendary. He was a judge.
Yeah, so I think she did. I think that looks great. It does go with the theme. Her makeup is a little extreme, but at the end of the day, like a lot of people were saying that her outfit was great. It's John Galliano. It's a custom Maison Margiela by John Galliano, and also John Galliano has been one of my favorite designers for a long time. I know that there was one point where he was controversial as fuck because he made a terrible mistake or he allegedly went into a whole race. He didn't allegedly, he actually did it. I saw the video. He went into a terrible racist rant against Jewish people, but like years ago. But I think he's getting his resurgence, and the fact that he's working now for Maison Margiela, and he dressed Bad Bunny, and he also dressed Zendaya. I think they both look great. So
and last but not least, we have Andy Cohen and Sarah Jessica Parker. This was one of the first looks I seen of the night, and posts and stuff. What are your thoughts on our? And funny enough, we was going through this thing. By the way, no lie, and every time I think there's certain polls, it keeps getting more people voting. But this time for this Met Gala voting polls, and we had a lot of looks up on our Instagram Inner Circle page, which by the way, if you're not following, definitely do. You had the most votes, like people. Like, wow,
look at people putting their opinions.
I love this. So it's like thank you people and I guess people like the fashion of that gala because people are really voting. But so we'll be posting some of the results because we didn't necessarily really hear time wise, but last look that we have here. Let's talk Sarah Jessica Parker and Andy Cohen. I don't know, Cole, we put both at Sarah, Andy, or both, or neither. Um, so what are your thoughts?
I love both. I think Andy Cohen looks like a Prince Charming, honestly, with his suit. And Andy has been trying, to look good for the Met Gala for a while. He's mentioned it many times in his radio show where he's trying to lose weight to look good, and he's not drinking supposedly. Sarah Jessica Parker looks amazing. This is a custom Richard Quinn dress, and they connected during her taping or filming, and just like that. And this is supposed to be a birdcage inspired dress. She couldn't sit down at all, and she's wearing these like embellished tights over her shoes, and they're obviously Sarah Jessica Parker shoes, but she basically couldn't go to the bathroom. I read a recap about her and her night, and like she had to like stand in the sprinter holding the seatbelts for her to like not
I
trip
see
or
that
fall.
picture. Definitely
Yeah.
display.
I love this look. I think it's very cute. It's very camp. I love things that are very camp. And also when Richard Quinn did it, he said that it was basically um it was part of his collection, of his like latest collection that intertwines with the theme. So it's a keeper for me. It's very pretty and it's very different, and I love the colors.
Yeah, it's a keeper for me again. Her
Let
definitely,
me
and it's
see
not
where
shred.
are
It's not bad. It's just
Yeah,
like you
and
said.
his most recent collection coincidentally had pieces that in many ways communicated with the Met theme, and we understood it. So ultimately, we love a collaboration, and also I love when she brings. Sarah Jessica Parker has brought so many different people onto to the Met Gala. One of my favorite looks was years back when the late Alexander McQueen dressed her, and they had like Scottish kilts on. I don't know if you've seen that before,
Yes,
but they looked really nice. Yeah, they looked really nice together. And then she's gone to the Met Gala many times with Andy Cohen. I'm surprised Andy's never been like actually asked to go. He just goes as a plus one, but that's life.
well, he's
Anyway,
there. But speaking of Andy and Bravo, before we go, Jersey, Real Housewives of New Jersey season 14 premiered this past Sunday on Cinco de Mayo. So we were not only celebrating drinking margaritas and eating tacos, but we were also celebrating Jersey Premiere Day. Jersey premiered to 831,000 viewers, slightly down from last year's season premiere, but still great numbers. We don't have
yeah.
much time. We're not going to go into a deep dive recap of the episode, but what were your thoughts of the premiere? What are your overall views? Who was a standout for you MVP wise?
Mhm. This season, I'm going into it with low expectations because I already know that Melissa and Teresa are not speaking. That shit's awkward for you to be in a room with people that you don't fuck with, but you have to like coincide and coexist. It's happening right now with Vanderpump Rules. It's annoying that
It
it's
happened in
happening.
Potomac too.
Yeah, also in Potomac. I don't like that. Something's got to give. As far as the episode, I'm really excited to hear about Danielle and her husband's journey with his brain surgery. And also I am so interested to know how the fuck relationships flipped from Jackie and Teresa being friends to then I guess who are enemies now. I think
Marge
Jackie
and
and
Jackie.
Margaret. Yeah, that's insane. That is really insane, and I can't wait to hear about it. But the
But
first
remember, we seen
episode
them
was
in the concert. We seen Jackie,
yeah,
Jennifer Aiden, Jen Fessler, and Teresa at Madonna's concert, and we actually, spoke to them and said hi. It was a quick one, but so it's gonna be interesting to see play out. I feel like Dolores is being pushed like some type of like the front and center now, in a sense.
yeah.
Um,
I'm
Also,
not really happy with Dolores and Paul. Like, I don't know. I like Paul, but I want Dolores to win and I want her to get her happily ever after. I don't want no man like making her wait for her to get a ring. But at the end of the day, she's gonna do what she wants to do. And if she wants to, you know,
yeah.
be co like just be in a relationship, then that's fine.
Someone who's gonna get on my nerves that I'm not looking forward to this season, but I can see he's gonna try because his wife is not giving that much. And what do you do when your wife doesn't give that much? The husband has to
Rachel?
play a bitch boy. John Fuda, aka what I'm gonna be calling him, Jonah Fuda. I mean, he really wants a freaking snowflake. He really wants a fluke. He really wants a apple. He really wants a peach. Like he is trying to get more than his girl. After one season, this dude has gone and gotten liposuction, has gotten his whole teeth done, has gotten like freaking his beard lined up, tattooed. Like, bro,
Has he?
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say allegedly, just in case, but no, he has. He's definitely
Well,
got.
if the women do it, men should be able to do it too. That's one.
Okay, but it is called the Real Housewives. Wives.
Yeah, but when you see that your wives are like, upgrading themselves and looking hot and like right and have the money, and he has money too. Of course, I'm gonna want to like.
Allegedly from those years of selling drugs back in the day. But
You
anyways,
better say allegedly out loud because he's a hop skipping away. We could be
I
dead in
said
the
I
water.
said allegedly, and it thing, but it's allegedly, and I mean it's out there. It's out there. It's out there. The arrests are out there. The court records. So, but that's gonna get on my nerves this season. But this season is only 13 episodes short. Funny enough, they keep doing the same shit to Jersey, giving us fucking like the shit end of the stick. Meanwhile, there's other shows out there that get 16, 18 episodes of nothing.
Blame the
Beverly Hills
producers.
Housewives. Yeah, Beverly Hills Housewives. I'm looking at you. But anyways, all in all, it was a good season premiere. It's gonna be interesting to see the navigation of Teresa and Melissa being in the same room. I just think it's very nasty because it's very obvious of like the takedown and the sides. It's just like I love Jersey because Jersey is my favorite franchise. Jersey is the first franchise I got into, as you know. But it's just as the last few years, it's just become so dark. And being a Jersey fan and then watching Jersey in lifetime, it just feels very dark. Because the fandom and everything and the people and some of the cast members too in it. It's just like, So we'll see how it plays out. We'll definitely be talking about it more depending on what gag worthy episodes we see. We want to thank you guys for joining us today to talk about Gala, to talk Drake versus Kendrick. We didn't even think we were gonna get into that deep dive with that rap battle. You did.
No, that's not. It wasn't deep because like there's a lot more to the story, but we didn't really go deep. But we had to do a timeline.
But listen, we thank you guys so much. Tune in next week for a whole new episode. And remember, you can follow us on our Instagram page. That's where a lot of our stuff goes down, and you get all our information. And you can stream us on your favorite streaming platforms. A subscribe goes a long way. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you. Adios.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow, like, share, subscribe, everything the Inner Circle Podcast, and catch us every Wednesday live at 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook.